Hi, it's me, Queen P.R, one half of those wrestling girls, and welcome back to Where Wrestling Meets Pop Culture. And just a reminder, this is not the show where we speculate when Mercedes is returning to WWE or other dirt sheet rumors. This is the show where you find out where all your wrestlers are up to outside of the ring. So this episode is powered by Storyline Tees. And if you don't know what Storyline Tees are, they are a dope wrestling merch brand. They make t-shirts. Nate, the owner, he's a really good friend of mine. He's based here in New York City. If you like your J Bougie shirts, you could get them at Storyline Tees. They have all, like, what I love most about them is the t-shirt designs are very much inspired by New York City hip hop, like black pop culture icons. So I always try to rock a Storyline tee. When I go to WrestleMania, I always have one. If you like my outfit from WrestleMania 38, I was definitely a Stone Cold shirt designed by Storyline Tees. Speaking of Stone Cold shirts, oh my god. I'm so glad I did a live unpackaging because I love t-shirts so much. I love a good t-shirt design. I grew up in the graphic tee era, and wrestling t-shirts just go hand in hand with that. Look at this. Look at this fucking dope ass Hellraiser shirt. So I realized I just bought like 3 Stone Cold Roosevelt Stone Cold shirts. I have maybe like 4 or 5 others, a chocolate jacket, and I just added to my collection. Thank you so much, Nate. This is so fucking dope. Oh my god. It gives like 90s vibes, Attitude Era vibes, the intensity. Oh my god. Speaking of Attitude Era vibes. Okay, so this is so fucking dope. I didn't realize the shirt was brown. I thought it was black, but I love it more in brown because that's such a mankind color. I mean, how dope is this? How dope is this? And on the back, oh my god, love. Oh my god, Mr. Sacco as explanation point. Oh my god, thank you, Nate, so much. I love these. You can get these 2 shirts and many more designs on storylinetees.com. Actually, I suggest you follow them on Instagram first. Their handle is, I believe, Storyline Tees NYC. Follow them on Instagram. The link in bio leads you to everything. And you are definitely, we'll definitely put the link in the description below so you can get your own Storyline tees, because, like, come on. I mean, if you're going to be in Philly, you got to make sure your outfits are on point, your t-shirts are on point. Storyline Tees is the place to go. So we will be right back and we'll get into the pop culture stories of the week. And I am back. I had to put one on. I mean, like, look, how cute is this shirt? I love it. I love it. Thank you, Storyline Tees. So let's get into it because it has been a big week ever since I started kind of putting more of a focus on these pop culture wrestling stories, I guess, of just fun stuff like red carpet events and movies and books and everything else that just makes, wrestling like super cool. We got some red carpet stuff, we got some couple stuff, we have a lot. So let's get into it. So our first story is, this happened last Sunday, Football Sunday. So it seems like Football Sunday is going to be the day where I'm going to get a lot of my stories, because the way WWE and the NFL have been meshing lately is insane, or even just pop culture in general. Like, so Baron Corbin took a selfie at the Chiefs game with Taylor Swift, a very well-known musician. Yes. It was a Chief versus Bills game. I don't know anything about football. Shout out to my dad. We just have some bets going. But this is the shit I pay attention to. This is gonna have me tuning in on Sundays to see like what kind of stuff happens. Like if you recall last week, Liv Morgan at the Packers game, that was her first Packers game actually. Britt Baker was recently at a Jaguars game. Like it's just a lot going on and happening in that universe. But it's really cool to see Baron Corbin in a selfie with Taylor Swift, and also good to see the wrestling fans in the comments like, oh, look at that legend and Taylor Swift, or like Taylor Swift takes a picture with a legend, when we all know Taylor Swift is probably the biggest celebrity on the planet right now. So good for you, Baron Corbin. So speaking, Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch. She has a memoir coming out called The Man, Not Your Average Girl. And it is already getting a ton of praise. It is available on pre-order on Amazon, SimonandSchuster.com, Barnes & Noble, everywhere you get your books. It is available for pre-sale. And from the reviews, I can tell that this is something that Becky Lynch fans especially are not going to want to miss out on. Becky Lynch is such a good storyteller as it is. We all know her story. It's so unique to a lot of people. And then the meteoric rise she's experienced in the last 5 or 6 years, like becoming a mom, getting married, like she has done a lot in her career. And she's been writing this book for over 2 years. The reviews are in so far. So many notable people have given it rave reviews. Stone Cold Steve Austin, Mick Foley, her husband, Seth Rollins, have said that this book is one of the most anticipated books. Here are some of the reviews. Stone Cold Steve Austin says that Becky Lynch's writing is infectious and contagious, just like her personality. John Cena reviewed it. Very excited to read this book, especially with so many of her peers who have written, bestsellers, autobiographies. Given it this praise is amazing. Speaking of New York Times bestsellers, Mick Foley, one of my favorite people in the universe. He actually follows our account. He's all about positivity on social media, which makes me love him even more. He is a fantastic writer. So unlike a lot of the wrestlers that have autobiographies, or celebrities in general that have autobiographies, they usually co-write it with someone. But Mick Foley was someone who wrote his own book, like 100% him. He's always been a talented writer, and it's actually a really good thing that he was able to exercise that over the years and has written so many amazing books. And he called Becky Lynch's memoir the most important book, most important wrestling book in 10 years. Now, as somebody that reads wrestling books and loves these stories, for Mick Foley to say that is amazing. He was featured on The Bump this week, and he talked about how, first of all, him and Becky Lynch are like good friends. Okay, mind blown. And then also she says that he inspired one of the people that inspired her to get into wrestling, and they have a very close relationship. And he actually read Becky's transcript and gave her feedback. And he said they had an 8-hour call. He gave her a lot of feedback. Which is like so cool. Like as somebody who aspires to write a novel myself, and just having that trust with someone who's gone through what you've gone through, who has written multiple autobiographies, to give you that kind of feedback of someone that you trust is invaluable. And Becky Lynch posted it on her Instagram a couple times of the video of him praising the book on The Bump, and it just makes me want to read the book even more. Make sure you get Becky Lynch's autobiography. It drops in March, I believe, but you can get it now on pre-sale. And Mick Foley says it is the most important wrestling book in 10 years. So I think that's enough to get you to go out and get it. Speaking of books, so first off, this is a story on Medusa, Alundra Blaze, whichever promotion you watched her in. But she is a very talented woman. She is someone that I call my type of bitch: ambitious, hardworking, dominating in a male-dominated field. Wrestling, she went into monster truck driving. It was very successful at it at one point, and she is just phenomenal. So she released an autobiography this year called The Woman Who Would Be King. and she has been on a press tour doing book signings, and everyone has praises this book, including Mick Foley. And I haven't read it yet, but it's definitely on my list. I might do a little bit book club, but I just want to also just shout out how she is working. Alundra Blaze, Deborah, Michelle, Medusa, whoever you want to say, she has been working. She has a podcast. She has a couple podcasts. She has a YouTube channel. As I said, she just wrote this book. She streams on Twitch weekly. Like, when I tell you, this woman is out here, and I totally support that. She is someone that is one of one. You can't talk about women's wrestling history without her. You can't talk about wrestling history without her, because what she did was a very big part of the Attitude Era. And I always had the theory that it was one of the seeds planted for the Montreal Screwjob, because it was like, oh, no one is taking my belt to another fucking network and doing whatever the fuck they want to do. We also have a fantastic interview with Alundra Blaze, which was really great. We've been wanting to get her on the show for a long time for all of the reasons that I said. A year to this day, we was able to record this in Philadelphia in the ECW arena, the same building as that, which was a great experience. So check that interview out, and also just check out everything that she's doing. Like, if you have been a fan, if you've heard of her, if you respect what wrestlers are doing outside and capitalizing on everything that they can, I would definitely just throw her a follow, throw her a subscription on YouTube. Support everything that she's doing. Hopefully we can have her on the show. I would love to interview her about her book after I've read it. So shout out to Medusa. So one thing I love, if you know me, is art. I love art about wrestling. As you can see, I have beautiful illustrations and posters. And Big E recently posted this artist on his Instagram. His handle is @ArtBanditOfficial. He did a painting of the stare down between Stone Cold and Bret Hart. It is absolutely beautiful. You can see it here. Go to his Instagram and check it out. He does a time-lapse video of him painting it, and it is absolutely breathtaking. So of course I had to do my digging, and I went on Art Bandit's Instagram, and I saw that one of his pinned posts was this illustration of Big E after he won the WWE Championship. Big E's barber actually commissioned him to paint this, and it's dope, as you can see. And Big E was able to take a photo in front of it and meet the artist. He's a wrestling fan. He doesn't just paint wrestling art, but please check out all his work. He's a wrestling fan based out in New Jersey. So shout out to him. Make sure you give him some love. Make sure you follow him on Instagram. Shout out to Big E too, of course. But I love this piece. I'm definitely going to stay in connection with him, at least follow his page to see some other pieces that he ends up doing. Maybe, commission a little something, because, I love art. But yeah, go check that out if you like cool wrestling art. Ooh. So this is one of my favorite type of stories for this show, because it just blends fashion, red carpet, Hollywood, everything I love to talk about. So Liv Morgan, free Liv, that's all I'm gonna say. We here. She is the red carpet queen. She was at the Barbie red carpet. People saying she ate up Margot Robbie. But she always looks phenomenal. She's always someone that I would invite to these sorts of things and have on the red carpet, because she has such an amazing energy and personality that she just shines, and she's so unique. She attended the LA premiere of The Iron Claw. I have been talking about how amazing that movie is. It is out December 22nd. This was the official LA premiere. Liv Morgan was there, styled by King Troi, of course. He just knows how to capture someone's individual style and have them be glam. You know what I mean? Like, Liv Morgan at first is not the first person you would think of that can, do this, but he has found a way to just pick out pieces for her and looks for her that just work. So she wasn't the only wrestling superstars that were on the red carpet. You had MJF, who is one of the producers in the movie. He had a role in as one of the Von Erich brothers in the film. It didn't quite make the cut, but he has been very vocal and supportive about the film. And him being a producer is just like dope shit. Baron Corbin selfies with Taylor Swift. Now he's on the LA red carpet. Okay, okay. Cool. I always like Baron Corbin, so shout out to him. John Cena was there, which is so cool because he's like my favorite person ever. Chavo Guerrero, Taya Valkyrie, John Morrison, and Kevin Von Erich was also there. And it's so cool to see. He was on Dynamite last Wednesday in Dallas, but it's so cool to see Kevin, the last living Von Erich, after all this time go by. He was able to move to Hawaii and kind of put this whole wrestling world and all that stuff behind him for a little bit. And then now when his son's getting into wrestling, and now he can sort of celebrate everything that wrestling has brought to him, and seeing him on the red carpet has been the coolest thing. CJ Perry was there. She is Hollywood too. She's not going to miss a red carpet. She's good friends with Liv Morgan. I love this black dress on her. She just works. CJ Perry knows what she's doing. And then Nick Nemeth was there. Not Nick. What's his name? What's the brother's name? Dolph Ziggler's brother was there. I apologize. He was there as well, which is really cool. Dolph Ziggler, for my Dolph Ziggler fans out there, he is wrestling in Puerto Rico in January, which I think is dope. So shout out to him. I do miss him in WWE, but good for him. But yeah, this red carpet event was cool. So if you follow CJ Perry and Liv Morgan on Instagram, you'll see that they were, having fun, making videos. And there's one video that they post, and it's MJF saying that he's just trying to make, more dating rumors between him and Liv Morgan, which I think is funny. And I love that these, celebrities can, laugh about some of the ridiculousness that is talked about on the internet. But I mean, they do look like they can make a cute couple. I'm just saying, like that picture's cute. That picture's real cute. And it also just fuels the rumors too that he might be coming to WWE. I don't know, but I'm really proud of MJF. This is him and John Cena, and I love maybe because I love John Cena so much too. I love that all of these like fellow wrestlers, like his peers to some extent, like every time they take a picture with John Cena, it looks like they're still a fan. Like it's like, oh my god, taking a picture with John Cena, which I can't like I can't fault them for, because I also would be the same way. But I just love how much MJF is smiling in this photo. And John Cena, his Instagram, if you follow him, is very obscure. He posts like random shit to represent random shit, and you kind of just, it's cool to follow. But he posted a photo of the Von Erich brothers recently. I'm assuming celebrating the film. And then he posted this photo of the Burberry print, which a lot of people seen as a tribute to MJF. And I wouldn't be, surprised if that was the case, because John Cena is somebody that respects the real, recognized real, like, and he can see what MJF is doing and really appreciate him for it. So if this is a tribute to him after they, take that photo at the premiere red carpet, I'm all the way here for it. And I think, he's young. MJF is young, and he has such a big future ahead of him. Like everything that he's achieved already is awesome as well. But I love that there's, so much out there. Movie producer, shout out to MJF, John Cena, everyone that killed it in the Iron Claw movie and that red carpet. I always wonder what I would do if this ever happened, being at a basketball game and I get on the kiss cam and I'm like sitting next to somebody that's like not my boyfriend or whatever. Like, what do you do? But Alexa Bliss, new mom, new dad, and Ryan Cabrera was caught on the kiss cam during a Magic versus Cavalier game. Yeah, Cleveland Cavaliers, that's the thing, right? Yep. And which is so adorable. I love them so much. They are like the cutest couple. I love when I see couples that seem like soulmates, and they just seem like that type of couple. And the fact that they were able to have a night out with just having a beautiful baby girl was super cute. Go give Alexa Bliss some love, some new mom love. We love you, girl. Speaking of cute couples, Kalani Jordan and Carmelo Hayes are dating. They recently, I guess, sort of made it Instagram official, and they posted this adorable photo backstage at Deadline. Deadline was an amazing show, by the way, and I love that it looks like he's putting a crown on her head because it's like, yeah, love it. Speaking of crowns, NXT just announced their year-end awards, and she won Queen of the Weight Room. So congratulations to Kalani Jordan on her win. That is not easy. I always talk about how amazing women's wrestlers are and how deceptively strong they are. It is fascinating to me. So congratulations, Kalani Jordan. I see a big, 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 big future ahead of her in wrestling, period. So shout out to Kalani Jordan and congratulations. And to everyone that won year-end awards over at NXT, because you guys had a fucking killer of a year. So shout out to NXT. Drew McIntyre, he's been a little aggressive lately, which I appreciate. But he was a more soft on his Instagram recently, celebrating his 7-year anniversary with his wife Caitlyn. He is someone that when he's in interviews and he's talking about his wife, you can just tell that he loves her so much, and she changed his life in so many different ways. So congratulations to him and Caitlyn on their 7-year anniversary. And I'm excited to see what Drew McIntyre has in store. So, talk about red carpets and fashion and slay. We gotta talk about Edge, Adam Copeland. Edge. He recently was on the Percy Jackson Blue Carpet, which is a Disney Plus series. He was in 2 or 3 episodes of the show in the first and second season. So he went to the premiere event, and as you can see, he is killing it in this burgundy suit, the hat. I saw all of the jokes online that he's like dressed like a pimp. But I think he looks good. He looks really, really good. He was there with the family, Beth Phoenix and his 2 beautiful daughters. They actually posted their daughters on Instagram, which they don't normally do, which I thought was cool. So I was going to put it up, but I'm going to respect their privacy because obviously they are not keen on having their children all over the internet. But it was a beautiful, beautiful moment for them. Congratulations to Adam in this endeavor. He actually has a really good IMDb page because he's done a lot of more acting gigs than you would think. So I love that he's exploring that lane for sure. And I love that the family was out there to support him, and Beth Phoenix thirsting over her husband on Instagram. I feel you because that suit. I feel you, Beth. He looks great. Congratulations, Edge. Awesome. Speaking of swagged out suits, like I need a moment because Seth killed it. Oof, look at this face off. The money is just printing itself. Like, even if it doesn't end up at WrestleMania, just the fact that we're getting this is amazing. But we are here not to talk about that. We're here to talk about his suit, Seth's suit. So I always look forward to his suits because he dresses so nice. Shout out to his stylist, King Troi. I love him. I talked about him earlier with his Liv Morgan look. He also styles Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair. Yeah, I think that's it for now. But he's an amazing stylist, one of my absolute favorites. But this purple suit is gorgeous. Like, if I had to pick a fashion moment of the week, it would be this. That deep purple I've been obsessed with because I'm like a Ravens fan now. And that purple just gets me every time. And this suit gets me. Oh my God. Go to King Troy's Instagram so you can see the inspiration photos for the suit, and you could see the detail, like kind of this camera, like the camera doesn't do a detail. Like the people that were there in, forgot what city they were in, they got to see in person probably how beautiful this fucking suit is. Like, oh, the dark velvet lapel, the black underneath, the man bun, like perfection. Perfection. Shout out to King Troy. Speaking of fashion, so Nikki, if you have been a Nikki fan, a Nikki Garcia, Nikki Bella, whatever, she has always been a fashion queen. That has been something that has always been important to her. She always slays. So she's on TV a lot now. WWE might be snubbing her, but she's on Barmageddon. Her and Brie they host a twin love reality show on Amazon Prime. Uh, they have their podcast, just so many different things. Dancing with the Stars press, like she's everywhere now. So she always looks good. And of course, her fans are always asking, like, okay, what are you wearing? Where do you get this from? So she has partnered with Shop LTK. She is now one of their creators. And what it is they basically post her outfits that she posts on Instagram, and they basically link it to other pieces that are very similar or even the same that she's wearing. So you can literally shop Nikki Garcia's looks off of Instagram. It is dope. I put this look here because the cowboy hat, she's always had a unique style. She posted when in this post about how she can go from sexy tomboy to glam chic to, like, she just literally does it all and slays. So make sure you follow her profile on Shop LTK if you want to know where Nikki Garcia shops. You can find out and buy similar pieces. I even was like, ooh, okay, yep, I know what I'm getting. So shout out to Shop LTK and Nikki Garcia, because I follow her for so long and I know how much something like this means to her. And the fact that she has gotten to this point, I am so proud of you, Nikki. And I will be shopping your looks on Shop LTK for sure. Speaking of the Garcia twins, they were featured on a holiday episode of the Kelly Clarkson Show this week. I forgot this actress's name, but she is really dope as well. I love the polka dots. And I love that they're being featured in these sorts of things. Their looks are amazing. I'm already going to look on Nikki's Shop LTK on where she got that silver corset top. The green ombre, very on brand for her, very in season. Make sure you check out their episode and follow them, because I can barely keep up with the Garcia twins these days. Shout out to y'all. I'm so proud of you. Danielle Monáe, aka Summer Rae in WWE, she is also out here getting the bag. She models. She was like president of like a cryptocurrency company. Like, she is very ambitious. She's always out here trying to do more and more and more. She has become a spokesmodel for Chrissy King, which is a swimwear brand, but they recently did a angel inspired fashion shoot. It really gives me Victoria's Secret angel vibes, but it's a different spin on it, which I love. So she recently posted a bunch of pictures from the show. She looks absolutely amazing. She is, if they were still doing Victoria's Secret angels, she would literally have been perfect for it. But the photos are fabulous. If you want some cute swimwear to get ready for the season, I would go to Chrissy King. They're super affordable, super cute, and they're unique, so you won't look like everybody else on the beach with these bikinis. So shout out to you, Summer. We'll call her Summer because I'm gonna be watching Total Divas and I love her on that show. But shout out to you, girl. Keep it going. We love to see it. Speaking of we love to see it, one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, future Hall of Famer, Dom Mysterio, was recently in Australia with Rhea Ripley. So if you know, WWE is going to Perth, I want to say in February. And Rhea Ripley, who is from Australia, took Dom Mysterio. They were doing some work with WWE Australia. They saw all the sites, kissing koala bears and shit. It's super cool. They went ziplining, and if you just enjoyed Dom Mysterio, Rhea Ripley content, like, please go check it out on Instagram. It is so good. A couple of fans commented that, like, if they started a YouTube channel, like, they would watch it because they're that entertaining, which is absolutely true. So I think this is so cool. Like, last week we talked about Braun Strowman in India, and I just think about, like, when working for WWE, the opportunities to travel are insane. Like, you literally see the world. So it is so cool to see them in Perth. And I think that's going to be these shows. Another good thing is we win because the fans get to see WrestleMania type shows when they go to these other countries, and we win. That's why 2023 is one of the best years in wrestling. Next, so singer Lauren Alaina, who was the runner-up in the 10th season of American Idol, and a platinum artist, she is celebrating the holidays with Big Loud, which is a country record label. And on the plane, I'm assuming she ran into Logan Paul, and she took photos with the U.S. Championship belt, which is really, really cool. She tagged WWE because she is a pretty awesome singer, and she is all the way here for it. I also like the caption, "Belt cute, might delete later." Get it? Felt cute. Yeah. I love it. She looks like she has an awesome personality. I wouldn't be surprised if we see her in a WWE crowd one of these days, but I just thought that was a really cool moment. And I noticed that the belt says Big Loud too, so shout out to WWE out here. Love it. Brendan Fraser is a well-known actor. He got a lot of buzz for the role in Whale, which me and my sister think that, like, the movie poster is hilarious, like whatever. I didn't see the movie, but he's been out here too, and he's really famous from the 90s, and he took a photo with Kevin Owens and his family at Disney World. And I love when these worlds just kind of collide, because it is such a heartwarming moment, like if you know who Brendan Fraser is, and to run into him and just to see this photo is really cool. Shout out to Kevin Owens. He's an awesome dad, and I love seeing him out in the world, like smiling and doing wholesome things like this. This was a cool moment. Speaking of wholesome good moments, Tony Khan and AEW do a lot for the community. They recently partnered with Jazzwares to support the Toys for Tots organization. They've already raised over $1 million for toys going to kids this holiday season. So I love that type of stuff. We're definitely going to try to put a spotlight on the humanitarian work and volunteer work that exists in wrestling, because a big part of it is giving back, and that's one thing that I think makes WWE stand out. And I love that AEW is also doing a lot to raise funds for underprivileged kids. And wrestling to a lot of people is escapism and superhero stuff, like, and it's important, like we provide that for kids, but then it's important to also like support them as well. So that's really dope. Natalya and Sonya Deville recently visited the WWE headquarters to support the Boys and Girls Club. There we go. Which is cool. I love seeing Sonya Deville out. She is recovering from an injury, but Natalya is always out doing the community work. She loves giving back. She loves that aspect of WWE as well. And everyone's been talking about the WWE headquarters and posting photos in it and all the events that's going on in there. And I'm like, okay, when am I gonna go? Like, when is Army and Brian H. Wood is gonna be invited to the WWE headquarters? Because I need a picture with the giant belt. I want to do some community events. Shout out to Natalya and Sonya Deville, who did some work at the at headquarters with the Boys and Girls Club. I just love the look on these girls' faces, and just what they can give is just, it's a beautiful thing. And I'm gonna definitely make sure I include a lot of that. The holiday seasons, we're in the holiday season, and a lot of giving is happening, so we'll make sure to put an emphasis on that. And also just sending love to everyone this holiday season. It's not the easiest for everyone, so I do want to just send my love to everyone during this time. I also want to thank everyone for tuning in to another edition of Where Wrestling Meets Pop Culture. I've been doing a lot of promo for it because it's a big passion of mine. This is something that I just feel like everything clicks, and I just want it to get bigger and better. I want to shout out Storyline Tees and this beautiful shirt. I love it. I'm gonna wear my Stone Cold one probably for WrestleMania. So thank you so much. Make sure you follow Storyline Tees on Instagram. Make sure you follow those wrestling girls everywhere. Check out Top Rope Tea on the US Sun. A new episode just dropped, and we'll be dropping every week. And again, this is Where Wrestling Meets Pop Culture. This is where you find out and have fun with everything your favorite wrestlers are doing outside of the ring. And I'll see you next week.